Oh no, I
So
didn't
this is
know that. That's
yeah.
interesting.
So this is why theoretically people have gone down the path of using gravitons, the
Yeah,
way you would
right.
measure gravity, the theoretical particle of gravity, whatever that is, as a way to do instantaneous communication, right? Because
Interesting.
if there were a way to measure that graviton or the gravity strength that existed between two objects, to separate and measure the gravity between two objects, no matter how
Yeah,
far apart they are, you could do instantaneous communication.
that's
So this is,
interesting.
it's a science fiction kind of idea that based on science.
Yeah.
So it's interesting, but I'm like, a force that's instantaneous. It's not like the objects suddenly exist and then there's this wave of gravity it's because those two items exist. Now that's a theoretical understanding of
Yeah,
it.
right. Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's a fascinating idea because as you dig down deeper and deeper, I'm going to call that first principle. You keep digging down and eventually you're going to get to the first principle of like this is as elemental as I can get. There's no way to break this idea or concept up into any more pieces. This is the core, right? We've reached bedrock, so to speak. And that's great. So one of the things that I'm asking AI to do is how far down the rabbit hole do I need to go? And it says just for doing what you're doing for understanding AI, right now all you need to go to is just like Newtonian physics. That's good enough. You don't really need to go out any deeper.
So, okay, I got other things I want to talk about that you mentioned, but follow this. Let's tug on this a little bit. So, why does it think you need Newtonian physics to better understand AI? Does it explain that to you?
Yeah, because everything is abstracted up from that. And so, for instance, like if I build something, like if I physically build a perceptron or perceptron, it's like I'm understanding the essence of like signal, noise, how the electricity, how magnetism affects that. And so now, if I understand at a deeper level, I'm much more able to understand when all those concepts are abstracted up in software. It's like I have a deeper understanding of the pattern. So it views the world in patterns. Everything's a pattern.
You said when it's abstracted up in software.
Yeah. So like
I don't understand that term. Go ahead.
okay. So an abstraction means that you put a simple interface on something. So for instance, like a light switch, all you don't need to understand how the light works or how the power gets on. All you need is, you flip the switch on, the light goes on. You turn it down, the light goes off. So that interface is abstracted from what's actually happening. It's simplified.
Okay, so I understand that. Now let's tie this to how that works in this scenario of understanding AI.
Okay. So
Can you give me an example of something?
yeah, so I'm just making this up on the fly, so it may be rough. So give me a little grace here. So it might be that, oh, interesting. Now if I flip the light on and it doesn't come on, I understand at a deeper level how it's going to be working. So it could be that, oh, the light bulb that has current flowing through that heats a filament up that eliminates photons. I like, hey, that thing could have burned out. So it's a possibility that the light bulb is burned out and that's why it doesn't light up. Or it could be a
Okay,
possibility that, hey, there's no electricity flowing. So there's no electrons moving.
so let me try to tie it back to AI, and the way I'm think what you're
Yeah.
saying here is when you're interacting with one of the LLMs and it's not responding in the manner in which you expect it to based upon your abstracted understanding of how it operates,
Yeah.
you can go a layer deeper because you understand the layer beneath the abstraction to try to pick apart where it's not working the way you expected it to.
Yeah, I think instead of you can make a better guess. Like we call it
Yeah.
an educated guess because you sort of understand underneath, right?
So I'm gonna go back out to a different example. So like you start your car, it doesn't work. You just go to the mechanic, it doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't
Whereas
work.
if you understand a little bit about the different systems in the car and why it's not working, maybe you can say, "Oh, the starter's not working. Oh,
Yes.
the battery's dead. Oh, you would be able to do some level without you being able to fix it necessarily.
Right.
You would at least have some level to diagnose it, which means you'd know where to put your attention to fix it."
Yes, correct, actually. So instead of I can't have my hands far enough apart, but let's say the answer is somewhere between my hands. So now if you start diagnosing, you're like, oh, shoot, I may not know where it is, but now at least I know it's going to be in here more than likely.
Yeah, I understand the theory behind it.
Yeah.
I'm wondering how. It seems like going back down to Newtonian physics is really further down than you need to go from my first level thought.
Yes, more than likely, but I want to ultimately be a polymath, which basically means I want to have, strong
Define
skills across domains.
so define polymath. I mean, I know what it is, but not everyone does.
Yeah, polymath just means that you've got very strong skills across domains.
So poly means,
Poly means many.
and math is.
Math, I don't know what math means in this case, I guess.
So I think it means science or study.
Okay, science or study. Okay, there you go.
So you have many studies.
Yeah.
I like the term for myself, philomath. Philo meaning love, and math meaning study, learning.
Oh, there you go. Perfect.
So I love learning. Right. And so and polymath is kind of taken on a meaning recently in the last decade or so, as jack of all trades becomes kind of a pejorative term, kind of a negative term. Or you know a little bit of everything, but no, you're not a master of anything. Where a polymath is truly someone who has mastered multiple things.
Yeah.
So we would consider all the Renaissance men. We would consider Michelangelo. We would consider, Da Vinci, Newton. All these guys are actually polymaths. They were experts in many topics.
In many different things, actually. Yeah. Yes. And there's no way I'm comparing myself to one of those guys, but maybe
with AI,
I get closer.
With AI. It's potential that you might have an impact that at a level like that. Now,
could be.
Now, I heard someone make a comment the other day saying it's rare for anyone to survive 3 generations as far as their people being aware of them.
Interesting.
Yeah, so all these famous people in history, these are really famous people because the average person, no one remembers them after about 3 generations.
No.
So one comment you made about we were talking, and I wanted to go back to this, was language affects thinking.
Definitely, yes.
Right. And I think we talked about this before, but there is a TED Talk. There's a TED radio hour out there that talks about this specifically. Well, actually, it talks about money and how people think about money.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the stories was about language. Yeah. And I told you this, that languages with no future tense verb are better at planning for the future than those with a future tense verb.
Oh, which means everything was in present tense.
Which means that even though you talk about things that are that happen tomorrow, you're using present tense to talk about it, so it's very immediate in your mind. Yeah. And because it's immediate, you consider it more. Whereas if you have a future tense word, you're able to wait, to delay, to push it out. So the ability to prioritize the future works better where you don't have a separate word for the future.
That must be like the essence of I am statements then. It's like I am this, because it's like present tense now. And even though you're technically not right now, it's like apparently your subconscious doesn't know that.
So like, I am going shopping tomorrow. I will shop tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right? As opposed to I shop tomorrow.
Yeah.
I shop. Yeah. And then, it's going to be tomorrow. But the idea being that the term is like, it's an active thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am shopping tomorrow. I don't think that's quite the best example. There's a better one. But the idea, though, is that, and so one of the things they did was they would do studies, and they would take like a family of 4 with the parents had similar jobs, the income was similar, the ages were similar, the education background, and they found out that in families and countries where they did not have a future tense, they saved more money, they had more insurance, they smoked less, they had less teenage pregnancy, a lot of these things. It's an interesting factor to consider. I would also wonder then, if we were to do a comparison of language and economic success, business success of the society, since, the U.S. has been the economic, engine of the world for decades, I wonder if language is tied to that, or if that's just more the kind of the mindset of everyone who came here in the 1700s.
Well, language matters like a lot. And so I know Jamar in our Toastmasters group, who I think was on episode 6 or 9, I can't remember which one, but I was talking to him offline the other day, and he says, look, I weaponize language. It's
Yeah.
like you will never hear me, well, or very rare, seldom will you hear me saying anything, negative.